Hi everyone. Today we'll learn how to find the standard equation of ellipse. So first, let's focus on the definition of ellipse, which is that it is the locus of any point P such that the distance of that point P from another fixed point focus, which we call as S, that distance divided by the distance of point P from a fixed directrix line. This ratio is constant and it is equal to E, where this E is between 0 and 1. So when this ratio remains constant and it is between 0 and 1, then the locus of such point P forms the ellipse. And we can write it mathematically. So if the point is P and the focus is S, what we can write it as, this is PS divided by, and the distance of P from the directrix line would be the perpendicular. And if the perpendicular drop on the directrix line from P is, let's say, M, then this distance we can write as PM. And this ratio should remain constant and equal to E. So this is the standard definition of an ellipse. Now based on this definition, let's see how you can find the equation. So first we'll take our graph, we'll take our axis, and then we'll plot a ellipse here. And so this is our ellipse. We can see these are our directrix lines. So this is our directrix. And now let's label some points so that we are able to calculate the equation of it. So first we'll say that this is the center and these are the foci of the ellipse. Also, the perpendicular drop of the focus on the directrix, that is at Z, and here at Z dash. And now let's label some distances so we can find the equation. So we can see this distance right here. This entire distance we are calling it some A. And similarly, by symmetricity, that this distance is also A. Now let's find the equation. And let's take a point on the ellipse because we need the point to actually put in the equation of eccentricity, right? So let's take a point right here so it's convenient for us. And we call it A, alright? So if this is 0, 0, then the coordinates of A is A, 0. And on this point A, because it lies on the ellipse, then it should also satisfy the condition of eccentricity. So what we can write here is that E, which is the eccentricity, is equal to AS, which is the distance of point A from the focus divided by AZ, which is the distance of point A to the directrix line. And let's try to calculate that. So if this entire distance is A, then we are trying to find AS. So that should be A minus CS. So our E is equal to A minus CS divided by, now this entire distance is CZ and this distance is A. So our AZ becomes CZ minus A. So that is the equation of eccentricity that we found for this point A. Now also let's do it for another point, and again for our sake of convenience, let's take the another point here. So it's A dash here. And because this is also A, on the negative side, so the coordinates of A dash is minus A, 0. And now let's put the eccentricity definition on this point. So here E is equal to A dash S, which is the distance of point A dash to the focus, divided by A dash Z, which is the distance of point A dash to the directrix. So A dash S, now let's try to calculate that. So E is equal to, now see where A dash S is. So it is right here. So that would be A plus CS. So this would be A plus CS divided by, now A dash Z is this entire line, right? So it would be CZ plus A. So here it would be CZ plus A. Now we got the definition and we found the equation for eccentricity, right? Now we'll work on these two equations that we found and we'll try to find the equation of the ellipse. So let's take these two equations one side. And now let's simplify it further, right? So we'll multiply both sides by Cz minus A, the denominator, and the equation that we'll get would be A minus Cs is equal to E into Cz minus A. And similarly here A plus Cs is equal to E into Cz plus A. Now from both these equations, what we can do is, we can find out Cs and Cz because these are the only two variables and we have two equations. So let's add both the equations and subtract both the equations to get the values of Cs and Cz in terms of A and E. So we'll add and we'll subtract. So first add. So let's add both the equations. So from here, Cs would get cancelled and we'll get 2A is equal to E into Cz plus E into Cz. So that's 2E into Cz. And Ea minus Ea would get cancelled. So ultimately we get that Cz is equal to A divided by E. And now that we subtract the equations, we'll get Cs and Cs. So this will add up Cs minus of minus Cs and A would get cancelled. So this would give us 2 of Cs is equal to ECz minus ECz would be 0. Ea minus of minus Ea would give us 2Ea. So this gives us that Cs is equal to Ea. So we found the distance of focus from the center as Ea and the distance of directrix from the center as A divided by E. And that is important because when we are trying to find the distance of any point from the focus and the directrix, we need to know these distances to get the coordinates of the focus and the directrix. So now let's find the locus of the point P. So we keep our equations here and let's construct our ellipse based on these equations. So this is our ellipse and these are our directrix. So here the center is here, the focus is here and the focus at distance EA and it's lying on the x-axis. So the coordinates of S would be AE, 0 and the equation of the directrix line, because it is vertical, so it is parallel to y-axis. So the equation would be x is equal to A divided by E, right? Because Cz is at a distance of A divided by E from the center. And now let's take any point here and let's take the coordinates of P as x, y. Now we need to know the distance of P from the directrix and P from the focus. Now the distance of this point from this line is the perpendicular drop from P to this line. So it would be this. And let's say the perpendicular drop is at a point M on this line, such that the coordinates of point M would be, first, it is on the line x is equal to A divided by E. So here the x coordinate would be A by E and the y coordinate of M would be exactly as P. So the y coordinate would also be y here because the perpendicular here is straight perpendicular to the vertical line. So this line Pn is completely horizontal and so whatever the coordinate of y there is at P, the same coordinate y would also be of M. So the coordinates of M would be, the x coordinate would be A by E and the y coordinate would be just y. The other distance is PS, which is the distance between point P and the focus S. So it is this distance. Now we know the definition of an ellipse. So what it follows mathematically is that SP, which is the distance of point P to the focus, is equal to E times PL, which is the distance of point P to the line. And since we are talking about distances, it would be much easier if we square both sides. So we'll get here SP square is equal to E square into PM square. So SP square using the distance formula would be x minus AE whole square plus y minus 0, so that's y square. So this would be x minus AE whole square plus y square is equal to E square into, now PM would be x minus A divided by E whole square plus y minus y, so that is 0. So only this x term would be there, so it would be x minus A by E whole square. So now let's open up the squares. The opening up of squares for this term would be x square minus 2aex plus a square e square. So it would be x square minus 2aex plus a square e square plus y square is equal to e square into x square minus 2ax divided by e plus a square divided by e square. Alright. Now let's multiply e square in this brackets. So our left hand side remains same. And on the right hand side, we'll get this becomes e square x square minus e square multiplied with this term would give us minus 2aex, because e square divided by e would leave out one e in the numerator, plus a square, because e square would get cancelled out with the c square. Now the common terms here we can see is minus 2aex is common in both the places, so we can cancel both of them out. And now let's take similar terms together. So let's take x square this side and a square e square term this side. So we'll get x square minus e square x square plus y square is equal to a square minus a square e square. Now let's take x square common here in this term. So this would give us x square into 1 minus e square plus y square is equal to, taking a square common here, a square into 1 minus e square. Now let's divide both sides by a square 1 minus e square. So we'll get here, this is x square divided by a square, because 1 minus e square gets cancelled, plus y square divided by a square into 1 minus e square, and all of that would be equal to 1. Now for the sake of symmetricity, and so it looks similar, what we can do is we can take this denominator as another term and let's call it b square. So now we can represent this equation as x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, where b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. So that is the standard equation of an ellipse. So now let's see if we keep this equation of our ellipse here. Let's see if we can get the shape of the ellipse by knowing just this equation. So the first thing we notice is that it is a symmetric equation. So it is symmetric on both x and y axis, which means that the curve would be mirror images on both x axis and y axis. Alright. Second point we get is that when, let's put either one of them as 0 and try to get the points. So let's put y is equal to 0. When we put y is equal to 0, this becomes x square divided by a square is equal to 1. So that gives us that x is equal to plus minus a. And similarly, when we put x as 0, we get that y square divided by b square is equal to 1, which gives us y is equal to plus minus b. So we got 4 points that lie on the ellipse. Let's try constructing that. Let's take our axes here and let's construct these 4 points. So a and a dash here and b dash here. So we'll get that a is a comma 0, a dash is minus a comma 0, b is 0 comma b, and b dash is 0 comma minus b. And we know that these 4 are points on the ellipse. Now let's try to find the curve, the shape of the ellipse. So third thing we'll notice is that let's take y in terms of just x. So we'll get y square is equal to b square into 1 minus x square by a square is equal to b square by a square into a square minus x square. And let's take square root both sides. So we get y is equal to plus minus b divided by a into root of a square minus x square, which means that inside the square root this should be positive. So x we get should be between a and minus a. So we got the limit of x. Similarly, the equation of x in terms of y would be x is equal to plus minus a upon b into root of b square minus y square. So this gives us the limit of y. So y is between minus b and b. So we also know the entire domain of both x and y. So here x would be between minus a and y would be between minus b and b. So our curve should be between them. And now let's try to figure out the shape of the curve. So in the first quadrant, we'll see that it goes b by a into root of a square minus x square. So at a comma 0, it would be 0. So the curve should go somewhere like this because it is a square root curve. Now let's exploit this symmetric property. Since this curve is symmetric on the y-axis, what it means that the curve will give a mirror image across the y-axis, right? So mathematically it means that if there is any point x comma y on the curve, then there would also be a point minus x comma y lying on the curve. So it could just be the mirror image across the y-axis. So if this is a curve here, the mirror image across the y-axis would be this curve here, right? And now we also know that it is symmetric on x-axis, which means across the x-axis, this entire curve would also have a mirror image. So on the bottom side, on the bottom part of this curve would simply be just the mirror image of this part across the x-axis because it is symmetric on x-axis, right? So let's make that. It is here and this is here. And as you can see, exploiting this property and the various formulas that we got, we could actually trace out the ellipse that we begin with. So this proves it. This is our standard equation of our ellipse, and that's all about it. Thank you.